This is for the men who blame themselves for their marriage ending or a long-term partnership ending, and who are struggling with the shame of that. Now, maybe your former partner is also projecting that shame onto you and that blame onto you, but there's an important distinction that we just made in my men's program called Healthy Mentality that I thought I'd share, and that's the difference between fault and responsibility. And inevitably, anytime I talk about this, there's somebody who's going to come in the comments and project their own story onto this and say, it sounds like you're victim blaming. Well, this is your answer. Blame is tied to shame and looking for somebody who is at cause of past experiences. Whereas responsibility is looking at your own actions and your own beliefs and your own way of being in the past to inform new decisions or new ways of being or radical acceptance for who you are moving forward. One puts you in a victim mentality. The other one frees you from being a victim and looks at you through the lens of being a survivor or somebody who is evolving and growing and had to go through hard things in order to do that, which, by the way, makes you human, just FYI. So fault has you looping in shame because what your brain is trying to do is go back to the past of how you could have done things differently. It tries to dissect and analyze, where did I go wrong? What did I not see? Why did I do that? Who am I? Right, just like an identity crisis or that guilt of hurting someone else, even though you did the best you could with the tools and skills that you have. Whereas responsibility would go, I didn't have the tools and skills to be able to change the way that I behaved, and now I'm creating awareness around that so that I can go do that moving forward. Responsibility would be, wow, I chose a partner who I always had to perform for. Why didn't I see that back then? Or not even why I didn't see that back then. I didn't know what that would lead to until I had the experience of it. Shame is I should have known better. Anything with a should in it is tied to shame. Responsibility is now that I know better, I'll do better. And so it keeps you looking forward, accepting what has happened in the past, because what else are you going to do? Sit and stew on it. Like stay up at night trying to obsess over woulda, shoulda, couldas, instead of looking at, I know better now. I couldn't have known better until I had this experience. And so it's getting you into this radical acceptance of what is. And taking responsibility is also taking accountability and owning that. Whether you go back and you own that with the previous partner and say where you may have, where you recognize you could have done things differently, you just didn't know to do that until now. You can absolutely own your part in that. Although some past partners are not safe places to do that, where it will just feed more of their victim mentality. But taking that ownership and accountability for you to know I'm no longer going to operate in that way, or I'm going to learn the skills and tools that I didn't have back then. All of that to say, staying in this shame cycle, this toxic cycle of beating yourself up over past experiences, at some point you've got to decide you're done with that. You've got to decide I'm going to learn whatever I need to learn from this. And a lot of men want to default to, I'm just never going to be in partnership again. I mean, do you? But ultimately, if you learn the skills and tools that you didn't have in the past relationship, and you learn about yourself, and you learn how relationships work and how healing the relationship with yourself work and how that is reflected and mirrored in your partnership, you actually can have a really deeply connected partnership where emotional intimacy is always present and physical intimacy is a side effect of emotional intimacy. So if you're interested in learning any of that, I have a program called Healthy Mentality where we deep dive this stuff. It's not for everyone. If you're not committed to this work, don't even apply. But if you are committed or you're interested and you want to learn more about it, DM me the word heal. We can talk about it. But again, these are the types of deep dives, conversations, and healing perspectives that we go through every single week. And hey, my name's Tara, and I'm on a mission to create a self-aware army. This is lonely in these self-aware streets.